We are going to optimize one of your pages for SEO. First of all, you're going to head over to the back end of Squarespace and click on Pages and head down to the blog section. We'll start with the blog first. If you want to add any new blog posts, you just click on this button here and you can start editing directly within the back end here. So once you enter your post title, that will qualify as your H1, your heading 1, and pretty much anytime you publish something new, you'll want to do some upfront work beforehand to just figure out what you want to write about, why you're writing about it, who you're trying to target, but I will include some more information on that in a separate document. So I'm just going to go in here and exit, and I'm not going to do a new blog. I'm just going to go in and show you guys how to edit an existing one, and you can use this as an example for future posts. So let's take this blog post, for instance, which is also a project, but I'll get to that in a second. So here, let's say we want to focus on funky architecture. You'll want to include the keywords that you're trying to target within the heading. So for instance, if you're doing a residential piece, you'll want to include residential somewhere in the main title. And then most of your other posts have Q-Stary in the heading as well, just because a lot of people are searching for your brand and trying to find your website. So all of this will help boost your rankings, including those appropriate keywords in your headings is key. So we have funky architecture in our heading. You can also see it's in your heading 2. If you want to add headings, all you have to do is add your text, architecture, highlight it, and then here you can click heading 3, which is slightly smaller than heading 2. So it's just a way to structure the page so that Google knows what the hierarchy of information is, what's most important. So that's why it's important to have your keywords in your first heading and then have at least a second heading, a heading 2, with those keywords. I'm just going to delete this. Also, this is great. External links are always a good idea. Not too many, but at least one per page. So you already have that in here. Just for user experience and to make the page look nice, I would go about it this way. So where you have, here is a link to Drawn. Highlight the text you want to link. Click the link here and paste. If you're going to an external website, always click on this gear and put open in a new window. Just the best user experience. You don't want people going directly to another website. You want to keep them on your website. So, and this just looks nicer. You can also add a button. So you can also do it that way. I would use your buttons for internal links, but we'll do that at the end of this blog. First, I want to show you guys how to insert elements. So this blog post led with a photo, which I've gotten rid of just for the purposes of showing you how to upload it. First of all, I use this tool called I Love Image. They also have image compression, cropping, and a bunch of other stuff. Best practices are to use JPEGs. So this tool also allows you to convert PNGs. If you take a screenshot and you want to use that, typically it defaults to a PNG, so you'll just want to convert that first to a JPEG. I've changed my default settings, so it's already a JPEG. And I'm going to call it, maximum of 1500, just because you don't want huge file sizes, and at the same time we don't want to lose the quality. So 1500 is a nice happy medium. Download, Then click the compress image button, drop it like it's hot, compress, and we want to aim for about 150 kilobytes. If it's a little bit bigger, that's fine, but try to keep it under 250 just to be safe. We want to keep the website loading as quickly as possible. Here you can see that it's called screenshot, so I'm going to rename it to something that is more appropriate. So we're going to say funky architecture using our keywords, Q-Stary design, for example. Go back to our blog post, and you'll notice this teardrop shows up as you hover over different sections of the page. So this allows you to insert different elements. And you'll see here, you can insert text, you can insert an image, video, button, line, all of these different things that you can play with. For our purposes, we're just going to insert one image, and you literally drag it over and drop it. There are some different things you can do in here. For instance, if you want to make it a lightbox, you can go over to design and click enable lightbox, and then apply it and save. Okay, now images are good to go. We've added our headings, we've added an external link. We want to also have an internal link, which we can add down here. And we can have a call to action that says, do you have a project in mind? Let's chat. All right. Highlight the text, and you can do it this way if you already know the page URLs. If you don't, head over to the gear, click the page link, and you can see all of your website pages here. Click on contact, no need to open it in a new window, and then save and apply. And that's it. So that is the on-page SEO. You also want to go in and click on your settings. See if it's in here in this template. I can't remember. Yep, it is. All right. This part is important. First, I'm going to head over to options, and you'll see that your post URL defaults to the page title. So if you are doing a new blog post and you change the title and you decide that you don't want to do this keyword, you want to do another one, make sure you go in and you change your post URL so it matches your title as closely as possible. It's okay to have some extra keywords in here at the end, but you typically want to match your title to your URL. Any old blog posts, don't change the titles just because those are going to be redirected and we don't want any broken links. Your author, you'll go ahead and pick whichever author is appropriate. In this case, obviously it's Q-Stary. And your excerpt is what shows up anytime there's a preview of your blog. So you want to just pull in a short sentence or two that summarizes what the information is about. For SEO, Squarespace will automatically generate. You can see it pulls in the title and the description from here. So I'm just going to use this as an example. You want to change your title to be Funky Architecture and Design, Q-Stary, for instance. And your SEO description, you can change it up and include something that includes your keyword because you want your snippet to include the keywords. So this is a funky architecture design. The original, something like that. Apply, and that should do it. Also, for a design perspective, under options, you'll want to add a thumbnail image, and this is the preview that you see when you see this post somewhere else. The thumbnail image can be smaller, so you can have it be like 800 pixels. It just depends on how you've designed the pages where the blogs are showing up. So just for the sake of saving space and increasing load times, I usually do a smaller thumbnail that's about 800 pixels wide and compressed and all of those things that I've shown you. This section here, your tags, we're not really using these anywhere to pull in content. It's not bad to add these in here. They're also not going to work huge wonders for you in SEO, but it doesn't hurt to have them, so go ahead and just add any relevant tags. The categories, however, they are very important. So these are going to dictate where the blog post shows up. So if you want this to show up on the commercial architecture page, which highlights the projects, you'll want to add the commercial architecture category. If you want to show this on the blog section, you will be able to see here. I'll get to that. Just go ahead and save your changes first. To get this to show up on your blog, you will want to tag or categorize, by one of these categories. So Q-Story design and sketches, inspiration, news and ideas. You'll see here in the back end, if you guys decide that you want to add a new type of category or change what pulls in here, this is called a summary block. I showed you earlier the teardrop that shows up. This is also a section that can be inserted anywhere on the website. To control what content shows up from your blog, you want to go to the display setting, and you'll see here which category filter this pulls in. So this is pulling in cute story designs. So if you want to have a blog post show up in this section, you'll want to make sure to add the cute story designs category. You can see here there's also the option to do a tag filter. So if you want to create a new type of tag or a category, this is how you would get those blog posts to filter into any section of your website. So there's a ton of flexibility here with that. If you don't want to watch this video again and you forget which category to tag, you just head over to the summary display and take a look at the filter here and you'll know how to categorize it. Okay, so that should do it for blogs, categories, and optimizing for SEO. I'm going to work on a separate video for you guys, just in general for design and layout and just exploring some of the additional blocks that can be inserted on your pages. Thanks for tuning in.